Right, we're out here at Madras Dragstrip, and we are going to be doing some test and tune here on the Colorado. You can see it right there over my shoulder. He's going to tech right now. We got the Twin-Charged Magnum out here as well. We're not going to be out here trying to set records. We're basically just trying to see, first of all, what that truck will do, how it's going to leave the line. For my Magnum, I really want to focus on my launch and really trying to improve, not spin quite so much coming off the line. Try to get a little bit better times. We're just trying to make sure that these cars are fully shaken down here right before the event. We have the event in 3 days' time, so should be a lot of fun tonight, though. I'm looking forward to it. Same as always. I can't get this thing to hook to save my life.
Oh, but, maybe you need a manual.
Yeah, probably.
Are you picking us up?
Yeah, if you want to.
Okay.
Hey, we had an absolute blast out here at Madras Dragstrip. Really, time's pretty slow, to be perfectly honest, but really what this was about was just kind of getting the jitters out. I've been on the track since basically the last Redwood Rally was the last time I was on a track. So just going up there, trying to get into a routine as far as the burnout goes, staging, all of that. My 60-foot times are still hot garbage. Spinning is not winning, we well know that. This thing feels like it's making a ton of power out the back, but again, 8th mile, I just don't have enough time to make that up. So once we get on Redwood Rally, even though I'm in an 8th mile class, we are running on several quarter-mile tracks. I'm probably gonna run it out at a few of those tracks just to kind of see what kind of times we're getting. I know you guys are tired of seeing me spin off the line. I'm tired of it too. Maybe we'll address that in the future, but I'm super excited for the Redwood Rally. Let's get there and get this party started. Redwood Rally 2025, we made it out here. We're at Medford Dragstrip. We got both the cars here. We got the Twin-Charged Magnum and the Turbo-Charged Atlas Colorado. Oh man, day 0 right now. We're gonna do some test and tune here a little bit, make a couple of test hits, see how these cars are performing, but we made it here and that's an accomplishment in and of itself. So glad to be back. Absolutely love being at the track. The cars here are so cool. We got to try to get you guys a lot of B-roll here during this week so you can see all the different amazing vehicles that are here. Much faster than my own and much better prepared than my own. But regardless, we're going to see what they're going to do out here. Can't wait to show you guys this week. All right, real quick, want to explain how the drag and drive works. If a lot of you guys have never seen one before, essentially you're not going to see any heads-up racing happening at these events. The guy in the one lane is not racing the guy in the other lane. All we're doing is a time trial average here. So we're going to run at each track each day, and then we have to drive our race vehicles to the next track without any help or assistance from somebody else. If we put our vehicle on a trailer during that time, basically out. So that's what we're trying to do. And then they average your times over those 5 days, and they compare those times against others in your class, and that's how you figure out who actually wins a drag and drive. So again, the times are not really that critical between the racers, and also reaction time is not important here because again, we're not racing the other guy. So some people don't like that it's not really so much of a heads-up racing class. We do have some shootouts that are happening this year, which is new for this year, which is kind of fun, but realistically, that's how it works to drag and drive. Hope you guys enjoy it.
That should bell right there has a Duramax in it.
Test and tune. We're just gonna again take it kind of easy here. I might run it out to the quarter just to see what it'll do at this time, but I don't know. I don't know if I feel like beating on the car that much. We'll just have to see how the run goes, see how badly I spin. If I spin a ton out of the hole, there's no point in running it all the way out to the quarter. So I don't know. We'll just see what happens. Okay, so run number one, obviously, as you saw, spun immediately because I was giving it a little bit too much throttle right at the start. Got to back that off a little bit, and then kind of got into it again and ran it out and noticed I was only making 9 pounds of boost because I had not turned my boost controller back up all the way.
Was that for your wife?
Okay, so then my time is...
What?
Was that for your wife?
Oh yeah,
before?
we turned down the boost controller before because the car was a little bit of an animal while we were driving on the street. So I was like, and then I thought I turned it back up, but apparently I didn't actually save the setting. So yeah, so I was only running 9 pounds. So ran at 1285 at 9 pounds and a 2.160 foot. So amazing times all around, but that's exactly what a test and tune is for. Glad I figured it out now and not during a run tomorrow. Okay, second test and tune pass. That was by far, by a mile, there's a B on my phone right now. By far, that was the best 60 foot I've ever done in this car with an amazing 1.85, which really is still kind of terrible. But to be honest, when I'm running consistent 2.1s and I can change that, that was so much better, and it was all because I just didn't quite load. I just didn't load the launch quite as much as I have been, so definitely taking it easier out of the hole was the key, the way to go. I don't think I had any tire spin at all that time. I think I went a 783 in the 8th mile. I only went a 1250 at 103 miles an hour in the quarter, so I am not sure what's happening there. I feel like I'm running against like a speed limiter or something in 3rd gear. That's the only thing I can think of for what's going on there, because it's literally just not mile and arrowing. So I gotta look through the tune. Maybe there's something in the factory settings that's keeping it from going faster than that, because that's 783 or whatever it is in the 8th. That should have been way faster than that in the quarter mile. So anyway, it feels like progress though. I don't know if I'm gonna run tonight again for the test and tune, but for right now, I hope you guys appreciated that. Yeah!
117.
At 117, let's go!
The other guy.
And he ran 11:69. All right, out here, day number 1, Redwood Rally at the Medford Dragstrip. Testing went really well last night. I was really happy with my last run. Finally got this thing to leave a little bit without spinning. I did pour through the data on the data log there and figured out that actually before even the 8th mile, I'm running into some sort of a torque limiter that's happening on the car. Basically, at the 8th mile, I was going 93 miles an hour, and when I went through the quarter, I was doing 103. Those numbers don't match with each other. I could feel the car was actually surging a little bit. Honestly, I think this has always been an issue with the car. It might be one reason why it was never going as fast as I thought it should have. So I was pouring through the tune last night, trying to figure out exactly what the cause could have been. I made one change. It could be the issue, maybe not, I don't know. I'm just gonna have to run it and find out. The good news is I'm second up this morning, so we're gonna get straight into it. AG Power Adder, I'm going to get absolutely smoked in this class, but we're gonna have a good time today. Unfortunately, the tailgate boys don't run until later in the afternoon, so we're gonna have to wait around. Hopefully I'll get some good shots for you guys with that, but let's get started.
Year after year. So yeah, we really appreciate them, and we really appreciate you guys. How many OGs do we have? Like 3rd year OGs. Awesome. And how many new people do we have this year? Welcome. I hope you're making new friends everywhere. So we're excited to have you guys. We're gonna get into some details, some run order stuff, and then at the very end we will answer some questions. So.
killed it immediately. Very first pass on the return road, you could hear basically lifter noise clear as day. This thing's clattering like crazy. Pretty much not going to be able to even continue on to the next track unless I actually get this thing fixed. So first thing we're going to do is get the valve covers off, see if we can identify which bank it's on that we're having the problem. Maybe it just kicked the push rod loose, I don't know. But here we are, first day, first pass. Feels a lot like year number 1 right now. So we got to try to see if we can't get this thing fixed so we can at least get on to the next track. So let's get into it. All right, status update here. We have the car completely torn apart. I was able to figure out what exactly was wrong, and let's see where you can guys see me. There we go. Turns out I melted the plugs on cylinders 1, 3, and a little bit on 6. So essentially, it looks like it went a little bit lean. My tuning strikes again. I did not have quite enough in there and went ahead and melted a set of plugs. I do have a little bit of good news that the tops of the pistons seem to be okay. I don't really see any issues with those. However, there's a chance, especially with the rattling noise that it was making, there's a chance I knocked the rings out of this thing, like got rid of the tension in the rings. So the pistons might be rattling in the bore, and that of course would not be fantastic. But the only way to know that for sure is to get a fresh set of plugs in this thing and put it all the way back together again. If I do that and it's not making any noise, I'm just going to turn it all the way down and run the rest of the week and watch the guys with the Colorado and the C10 here. Pretty much, I'll run my runs, but they'll be very slow. So it'd be nice to at least keep going with the trip in that way. So that's the plan. Throw a set of plugs in it, put it all the way back together, see what happens. All right, so as many of you know, this is not what your spark plug is supposed to look like. Went ahead and melted the strap clean off of it. So again, just went lean in a couple of cylinders there. But overall, with the bore scope here, let me see if I can show you a picture. Top of the piston actually seems to be okay. Doesn't seem to be any real signs of detonation on it. It's hard to see exactly here with the bore scope, but anyway, it may possibly be okay. So let's go ahead and throw a set of plugs in this thing, put it back together. All right, here we go. costly because it's like normal, but there's a little bit extra noise there. But it's
Come out here. Listen to me rev it up just a little bit. Here. It just sounds like it's one of them.
Good. Didn't kill it. No. Nope. And I think it's leaking oil out the back of the valve cover as well. Unless that's just residual from when I took it off, I'm not sure. But anyway, she's clattering pretty good. I don't really want to drive it like that because it'll basically just tear it up more and more and more, and it's expensive. So rather not completely destroy it when it could be saved. Dang.
C10.
I think that's it for the Magnum this time around. Sorry guys. Okay, let's talk a little bit about my car, the Twin-Charged Magnum. Honestly, at this point, it's starting to feel a little bit like the roadkill Rotson in that it never fails to fail. This is 2 out of the 3 years that I've done this event that this car has hurt itself badly enough on day 1 of the event to where it can't make the rest of the week. And I have to be 100% honest with you guys, it's starting to get a little bit embarrassing because I'm a professional automotive technician. This is what I do for a living. So it kind of reflects badly on me that I apparently can't seem to build a car that can make it through the whole week. And I know that's probably just ego talking and nobody else cares about that but me, but it is really frustrating. So let's just take a minute to talk about maybe a couple of the wins of the car. Let's talk about what exactly went wrong, and let's talk about the future of this car. The number 1 win of this car is that the concept actually works with the twin charging. Surprisingly enough, this combo between the two actually was a much smoother process than I thought it would be, and it works phenomenally, especially once I was getting the proper boost level. Now, something that everyone was telling me right from the start of this project is, hey, your supercharger at some point is going to become a restriction on your intake, so not sure why you're doing it this way. And the first revision of this car seemed to bear that out because I was targeting 14 pounds of boost, it would spike to that, and then at the higher RPM, it would drop off to only 9 pounds. So people said, there it is, there's your intake restriction. However, I never really fully bought into that. I always thought there was some other factor involved. I eventually narrowed it down to the fact that I was having too much back pressure in my turbo system and it was causing the wastegate to open up earlier than it should. So I just added a boost controller that would add boost to the top of the wastegate, hold that shut for longer, and presto, I got exactly the boost numbers I was desiring all the way through the rev range. So it actually worked perfectly. This was in direct contrast to the people who consistently said that the supercharger was a restriction. So for those people, I have a clip I've been holding on to for a few years now.
Vindication!
Now, with that being said, let's talk the negatives of this car. Number 1 negative of this car is that it is a terrible drag car. Now, it's somewhere around 42 feet long with the engine being 37 feet in front of the rear tires. It has independent rear suspension and it weighs somewhere north of several metric tons. I have no idea. I think it's like 4,500 pounds, maybe a little bit more than that. Whatever it is, it's stupid heavy. And again, it's a terrible drag car. I can never get this thing to launch the way that I want it to. And I just don't think I'm ever going to get there with the car in that capacity. Now, another negative of the car is something that people did call out correctly, and that is when you do compress air twice over, you're generating a lot of heat. Yes, I had an air-to-air intercooler between the turbo and the supercharger, but again, it's an Eaton supercharger. They're sometimes called Heaton superchargers because they generate a ton of heat. And my intake air temps during that last run were somewhere around 200 degrees Fahrenheit. So yeah, we were generating a lot of heat. Certainly not an environment that's conducive to longevity. But by far, 1000%, the biggest negative to this entire car was that I was using HP tuners to tune the factory ECU. And this is nothing against HP tuners at all because that worked perfectly. It allowed me to adjust the factory ECU just like it was supposed to. So they're great. The problem is the factory ECU itself. And the reason I say that is because it's such an extensive programming that there's all sorts of stuff happening in the background that you don't even know exists. So unless you're one of the factory engineers who came up with this stuff, you don't even know to change it because you don't know it's happening in the first place. Very often I was looking at the data logs of this car and I'd be like, why is it doing this? Why is it doing that? And I could never pinpoint exactly what that was. 1000%, I should have gone to a full standalone with this car right from the start, and I never would have had anywhere close to the problems I've had with this car over the years. I feel like that is largely what has contributed to most of the failures with this car. Let's talk specifics here. On this particular run, why did I melt those plugs? Well, it's because I went lean. How lean, you say? How about 13-to-1 at 14 pounds of boost? Yes, that is a bad combination to have. But the reason it did that, as I was pouring through the data logs later on, is that the transmission was commanding torque management, which was pulling timing and fuel while it was making 14 pounds of boost. The worst thing you can have happen, and I didn't even know that it was going to be doing that. So, endless source of frustration here working with the factory ECU. Never should have done that. Should have just gone standalone right from the start, and it would have been doing exactly what I told it to do every single time. That's my fault. The reason I stuck with that factory ECU is because I figured I was Mr. Fancy, and I'm like, well, I'm going to keep my factory gauges, and because I'm running a drive-by-wire throttle, I can keep my cruise control, and look at me, I'm so fancy, I just blew up my engine several times. So, I am fully willing to take responsibility when I feel like I have made a mistake, because that's how we learn from things, and that's okay to make a mistake. In this case, I'm so frustrated because I guess you could say it's maybe more ignorance than anything else, that I wasn't aware that these things were even happening, and I had no way to track them down. So, huge negative for the car on that front. That leads us into what's going to happen to this car in the future. Well, you might say, hey, if you put the thing on a full standalone right now, you could really have something, you're only just like a couple of pieces away from having a really effective car. And to that I say, absolutely not. I'm so done with this car. It's driving me crazy. I have lost my creative edge with this thing, and that's all that matters to me with cars. I have to be into them, and I have to just be excited about the next step, and I've completely lost that for this car. So here's what's going to happen. I'm not going to sell the car because it's a little bit too extreme to sell to someone else. Realistically, it has a rebuilt title anyway, so it's really just not worth very much money, even with all the work that I've done to it, because it's just not a great street car, a great day-to-day driver out there. So basically, this might hurt some feelings, but I'm just going to part the car out. I'm going to keep all the parts I want. I'm going to sell some of the other parts, and then sad to say, I think the chassis itself is probably going to go to a wrecker. It's just not that good a shape, guys. The body itself is pretty dented up. The paint's not very good. So I'm trying to get out from underneath this thing. I'm so done with this thing. However, that creates an exciting opportunity for us to move into a new project. Like I said, got to be excited about something, and I hope you guys are excited about this one. We're going to bring back Identity Crisis. It's my 1986 Chevy C10 that I have a 392 Hemi swapped into. We're going to take that Hemi out of the truck. We're going to put the engine from the Magnum into the C10 because it's got a built engine. I'm going to get rid of that blower setup. I'm going to do twin turbo. I'm going to put an 8 HP automatic transmission behind it, do a 4-link in the rear end. This thing will be a lot faster, it'll be a lot more consistent, and it'll be much more reliable as well. Going to do a roll cage, it's going to be a lot of fun. I hope you guys are excited about that project. Day 2 Redwood Rally. We are out here at Coos Bay Speedway. Unfortunately, I'm officially out of this event, but we're still here in support capacity for the Colorado and Jamie C10. Coos Bay Speedway is so much fun. It is a great little track. It is extraordinarily hard to hook up here. They call it kind of an outlaw track because it does kind of feel like a good old boy place, like almost anything goes here, which is so much fun. But it also really levels the playing field because grip is so difficult to get here for the big boys. So it provides for a lot of excitement as well when they're ripping down the track. Get a little bit squirrely, a lot of fun. Hopefully I can give you guys some good footage today. diesel Chevelle. Pretty sure he's got a Duramax in it.
Big tire black.
Yeah. Oh gosh. All right, status update here at Coos Bay Speedway on day number 2 of the Redwood Rally 2025. You saw that blue Chevelle in that last clip. He got a little bit out of shape, almost tagged the wall, managed to save it, but unfortunately, somehow or another, I think his diesel fuel cap came off and he actually spilled a ton of diesel all the way down the track. They were gonna clean that up. They actually split it over to just 1 lane racing for a short period of time. And then basically like the 3rd or 4th vehicle down their lane on that side actually had an extraordinarily bad transmission fluid leak and put transmission fluid down the entire track. So both lanes effectively were destroyed at that point in time. It's noon now. They decided to call it for the day. The cleanup time was just not going to be worth it as far as who was left to actually run. So unfortunately, my guys did not get a run today. So what they're gonna do is turn in 2 time slips at Woodburn tomorrow, which honestly kind of works out because Woodburn is a top class facility. They're gonna get some really good times there. So it might work to their advantage to actually do that. So right now we're just packing everything up. We're gonna get on the road, get up to Woodburn. As with any drag and drive event, there are sponsors, these pit stop sponsors, these companies that really helped support the entire event. And in return, we show up to their place of business, take a bunch of photos. It's a great party. Really, thank you so much to all the sponsors who jumped on board for Redwood Rally 2025. I hope you guys do the same for 2026. It was so much fun coming by your places of work. Everything you've done for us, we really do appreciate it. Another side benefit here is that a lot of times it's their own private property, so we get to do some burnouts out there. Like I said, good time was had by all. Day 3 of the Redwood Rally here. We're at the Woodburn Dragstrip. This is by far the best facility you're going to see on the entire week. It's an NHRA track. They have it really well prepped. Do some amazing stuff here. Fastest times of the week are for sure going to be today. So hopefully we get some great times out of the Colorado and Jamie C10. I can't wait to see the action. I hope you guys can.
Just the way it puts the lighting.
Oh.
What are we doing?
They can't see us.
Hey,
oh, there we go. Are you having fun this week? I don't know about fun. Are you going along this week?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's fine. And then back up. They spin out and they spin up.
10:34.
That didn't sound good. That was terrifying.
Oh my gosh. The other car was past? Yeah.
$863 for the white S10, $952 for the green one. See if you can get a good burnout here. Rev it up, rev it up. There you go. Good, sounds good. Run it out, run it out. 12:33, best pass yet. Still a bit of a bog, but he's really rolling it.
Well, his brand is Gold Wolf.
12:10 and 113. A little bit of a spin off the line.
Yeah.
Left side 657, 107 miles. Oh. 76. Oh no. Oh. And we're gonna have to go take a look. Oh, God. At the big block Chevy in this G-Bucket, I guess you would call it, I don't know. This thing is a ripper though. Olympic streetcar shootout. Slightly limited.
For the CTSV in the left lane.
772, 182.
Austin went a 667 on day one, so he's trying to improve on a 667. 619 for Austin there. So Austin picks up almost 5/10ths of a second from 20 for lane in the right lane. 871.
He's reeling him in. He's reeling. He got
Mini
him.
Coopers. 1105 for the left lane. 1069 for the right.
Nice.
Not any really great category. Straight down the racetrack. Red sinking in the El Camino 557.
Kelly, come on right now here. Come on now.
To beat that one.
Take your time, take your time. All right, let me see some RPM this time, Kelly. Come on now. 4,000, let's go. There we go. Let's go, come on. Oh, 1188 and a 1209. Oh, so close. Absolutely killer run that time around. So much fun watching Jamie and Kelly run each other. Man, they had an absolute blast running each other, and the trucks run the best they've run. So an 11.8 out of Jamie's C10 on the nitrous. He's got 100 nitrous in that thing. And the Colorado running a 12.08. We are so close to the 11s, and I want to remind you guys that currently the truck is only on 9 pounds. So if we were running this thing at the 14 pounds that we were originally intending, then we would definitely be mid-11s, kind of where we were anticipating the truck would run. But we've been a little bit careful with this thing just because first time out with the thing, and obviously I blew up my car, so obviously we've got to be a little careful with what we're doing. But I think last day in Medford, we might go ahead and bump this thing up a little bit, give it a few more pounds, a couple more pounds at least, and sneak into the 11s, because that is just awesome. We are right there. So much fun. But I anticipate that's going to be it for Woodburn here. We're gonna go ahead and get things packed up, jump on the route, and head over to our home track, Madras, Oregon. So stay along for the ride. Jennifer running pit crew. Nice.
After that, we'll be on.
Redwood Rally day number 4. We are at our home track of Madras, Oregon here. Got a little bit of pride here. I hope this track works out great for a lot of people because I really hope they come back. Fantastic turnout here. We still have so many cars still in the event. Absolutely packed in the pits here. Super excited for today. It's an 8th mile track. We're gonna see what we can do with this thing. Hopefully get some decent traction. They're working on the track a bunch this morning. I'm really excited about it.
All right, come over to Oro Malibu on the 845 and 83. Wow. All right, got a drug together.
We want you to find a spot.
Demon 170, very sweet.
All right, got the Malibu wagon in the Deerland, and
RPM launch, see what happens. Yeah. Now 813 anyway, at 90. A little bit of spinning.
Surprised we ain't seen no.
All right, I think that's it for us here at Madras, just the one and done. I think the track is, you know, it's kind of there. Some of the other guys are hooking pretty good, but we're obviously having some traction issues. Jamie's truck, it popped out of first gear. That's why it actually stumbled off the line there, and then he just jammed it back in and away he went. But again, we're not actually competitive here. We're just running the event, so we're not too concerned about the times we're actually getting. So we're gonna call that good for today. Waltz our way on down to Medford for the finish line. Redwood Rally day number 5. We're back here in Medford, the Medford Dragstrip. Every single vehicle you will see race today has made it the entire trip. That's 800 plus road miles, and the vehicles are still going. Man, we've had a lot of breakage this year, a lot of vehicles having a lot of trouble, including myself, and unfortunately an update for you on the Colorado. It was always the plan to turn it up a little bit here at the Medford Dragstrip, kind of run that boost number up a little bit and get this thing smoothly into the 11s, try to run that mid 11 number. So last night we took a little run, we ran it up to about 12.5 pounds of boost, and apparently we did find the limit of that dead stock motor that has not had even the ring gaps open up. Those rings butted together on cylinder number 5 and went boop and popped the top off the piston on cylinder number 5. So we're down to an Atlas 5-cylinder now instead of a 6-cylinder.
I'm in danger.
All right, quickly want to talk about what happened with the Colorado. This is definitely not a tune issue. I went back through and looked at the data log. It was at a very conservative 10.5 to 1 air fuel ratio. Timing was 13.5 degrees. There was no indication whatsoever that anything was going to go. This is a probably 200,000 mile factory engine issue. We did not open up the rings. We did nothing to this engine whatsoever. And to be honest, it's kind of been smoking a fair bit when you really get on it ever since we actually started this thing. So the engine was a little tired. There's no question about it. We were already pushing the limit with this thing, and then we found the limit at apparently 12.5 pounds of boost. So we're not concerned about it. We're gonna slap another engine in there, probably do piston and rods, open up the ring gap, and hopefully turn it up to about 20 to 22 pounds of boost. See if we can't slip this thing low 11s, or who knows, maybe slip into the 10s with it. I don't know, that's pretty ambitious, but we'll see what we can do. So the Colorado is going to make a pass today, but unfortunately he's basically just gonna roll it down the track. So essentially we'll have completed the Redwood Rally here with the Colorado successfully, and then we're gonna try to limp this thing home. We're gonna build this thing back, try to make it even stronger this time around. We really wanna bump that boost up, get to about 600 horse on the next revision. But this thing was so much fun, did so good the entire week. Probably shouldn't have turned it up, but what are you gonna do? That was always the plan, to turn it up and see what it would do on the last day. Unfortunately, we're not gonna get a good run in to see if we can get that 11, but still, we made it through the week. Jamie's C10, right there, awesome, doing absolutely fantastic. He's gonna make a full throat pass, maybe a few of them, see if he can maybe hit like 11.7, 11.6. We'll see if that happens or not. But anyway, you guys, enjoy the final day of racing here at Redwood Rally 2025. All kinds of problems. Give us a show, I love it. All right, here's the Demon 170. Gotta love that somebody's racing a Demon 170 out here. Use it for what it's for, I love it. Hey, it's going all the way. Had to get that thing lit. That's still pretty good, carrying a passenger. $19.75 for the Colorado.
Sorry.
Fun.
That was super fun.
You did it.
That was fun.
Congratulations, you did it.
We made the rally.
Finished the rally, very nice. Congratulations. Yes, 1975.
1970.
Solid.
Want me to take my bottle?
Oh yeah.
Just throwing candy
Thank
out
you.
to the kids on the way down. Waving.
Waving to the crowd, and it was just everyone was having a great time. We did it.
And
Hey,
a
you
great
did it.
time was had by all.
Exactly. Survived the rally. All right, Redwood Rally 2025. I want to hear each of you guys' opinions on how the week went. How did it go for you? We had a couple of first timers here who've never done drag and drive before. How did it go for you?
It's not my first time.
Oh, that's true. It's not your first time. Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right.
The girls did
Remember
awesome.
Kansas?
Yeah, they're OGs. It was your first time.
Yay!
Yeah. Newbie.
My vocabulary has gotten so much bigger.
All right, Jamie, how did your truck do overall? What do you think?
Truck did great. I mean, it really did. It did it. The truck did last year. I'm super happy with it, mostly because it was still together. Second.
Quit bragging that yours is still
second
together.
Fresh build drag and
That's
drive.
all
It survived. But honestly, the best part about the rally is the people here and the guy behind the camera.
Good times.
And the adventure and the beautiful scenery. And I highly suggest it to anybody and everybody.
Maybe these were the friends we made along the way.
I totally agree with that. My second Redwood Rally, and it's the camaraderie and the friends and
Nice.
everything that goes along with that. Super fun.
Nice.
Tons of fun.
And my lovely wife, what did you think of your rally experience?
Well, you know, as my main man, because I have a
Specify.
as the one who is the builder and the antagonist of all of this, I was a little disappointed that our vehicle didn't make it past the first day.
Yes.
Because I like to be a winner.
That's true.
This is all gonna be cut out.
Yeah.
Edit.
But I realized the winning was apparently building the car in the first place. And
There we go.
being here was great. Loved being outside, not at work.
There we
Great
go.
weather. Got to see parts of Oregon that I hadn't seen before, and some really good food and drinks along the way. Good company.
Here we go.
Overall, I'll probably do it again.
Yeah.
Probably, maybe.
What do you think, Jennifer?
I like her to win too, but I like the smoke. I'm like, move! Give me some smoke. It is pretty entertaining. I might not understand all of it yet. I'm learning a lot, but it's impressive anyways. You know, you just,
Yeah.
what you see is not what you get. It's the opposite here. So there's this show with a lot of insides that people are proud of, and they worked on it, and it is impressive, even for somebody that has no clue. So it's pretty neat to watch.
Nice. Very cool. Kelly, what'd you think?
It was awesome. You built a good truck, and it was amazing. And until the last day when I convinced you to turn up the boost.
So we,
Oh, he's taking the blame.
And
I know he's taking the fall here. I think it was a group decision. It was collaborative. We were in on it,
Jamie,
but
actually, Jamie's
You're
always
here.
the
yeah, your fault. Your
antagonist.
fault.
Blame
Yeah.
it on Carvin.
Jamie's always like more. No,
That up arrow got us
Yeah.
again. That's all I can
Yeah.
say.
Enjoyed your
Yeah.
evening.
I mean,
Or-
for the 2 little rips we did testing it
Yeah.
with that extra boot, it was going to be a mid-11
Yeah, it was
truck,
a
I
screamer.
think.
It was a
gonna
screamer.
scream. But anyway, it was awesome. It was
Yeah.
good. We finished. I got I broke the
Yay!
beams. Finished my last run.
Yay.
So, thank you. It
Success.
was a good
Hold
week.
up your sticker.
This guy.
Right on. All right, let me flip this around. Okay, we did it again. Yay, Redwood Rally 2025. We'll probably see you guys again. I don't know if it's next year or not. Who knows? But we'll see you guys again.